I'm going to put the music on too. That music can mean only one thing. This is the Sports Goombahs. I'm Cashy the King. I got my chef to the left, back, Brendan B. Right to the wall, over to my right. Doing what he does best. Keeps me informed. Keeps the old guys. Just knowing what's going on in the younger generation of sports. Right? Always ripping at me about my age. I got a story to tell you, too.
Keeping in the Bieber loop.
Yeah, you got that right. This is the Sports Goombahs. We're live from the 515 studios, Bucks County, PA. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. This is the Sports Goombahs hotline. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know how to get to us. 267-563-2893. First hour is brought to you by BZI Group Insurance. My man Brian a call. You know, I talk about him every week. He is the Obamacare expert. 1-800-431-4834. Check him out at bzigroup.com. Any questions about Obamacare, you ask my man Brian. He will take care of you. 800-431-4834. All right, guys. All I can say is Tebow. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? You know, I was talking to Chip, the potato, last week. You know, on Thursday night, I gave him my usual call down to the Eagles office, and I said, Chip, I need something for his week. We got nothing.
It's slow. It's
NHL playoffs, baseball's a little boring. Basketball, who the hell knows what's going on in the NBA? If anybody cares. What do you got, Chip? And what does he do? Tebow. He gives me Tebow? That's what he gives us? We've been ripping this guy since he got out of college. He was beautiful. He took over for Favre when he hit the road and even Roma at some point. He was perfect for us. And then when he disappeared from the NFL, we're like, oh, what a bummer.
Do you remember
last time we spoke about him, he still hadn't gotten laid. Yeah. I know that.
But at the radio station, at the old place,
yeah,
we crushed him. We crushed him, and that was during his playoff run. Who I still don't know if he ever bought flowers for Prager.
Yeah, right.
He should have, because that's the only reason they ever did as well as they did in the playoffs, because this guy could kick 50-yard plus field goals.
He kicked 120 yards worth of field goals in the last minute of the football game.
Yeah. So, you know, and we blasted him. We said he couldn't play. He was this and that. And we got, like, I want to say, a record amount of callers of people going, you guys are nuts.
Yeah, we're bad men. We're bad men for ripping the patron saint of NFL.
Yeah, why are you guys saying that? This is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But look.
Orchestrated, the NFL's the best. They're the best. They got this whole thing's put together. I mean, how many one more quarterback and Chip can fill a basketball team. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous already. He just I believe in what he's trying to do. I'm trying to understand now. He's throwing me for a curve. Unless this guy's just coming in here just to take up space for a while. I don't know. 1 year deal doesn't mean a whole difference.
And he's still got to make the squad. Everybody's like, they're panicking, but he hasn't made the team yet.
So he's been with the trainer? What's it with the quarterback coach House? His name is. He takes
18 months. He's been thrown with this guy. 18 months.
This is Tom Brady's guy, I think. He's the guy.
That's like elephants give birth in 18 months. Yeah. Listen, it's just an odd thing to say.
That's even worse. It's the NFL. He made it this far now. He's learning how to throw a football. I mean, come on. What's that all about? If you don't know how to throw a ball now.
Well, and also, too, let's bring up some other little. I'm not defending him by any stretch. His completion percentage is like 48%, and everybody's bashing him. Sanchez is only 53. You know,
how ironic is that? He's back with Sanchez now.
They're buddies.
It's the Jets. You got no comment on that.
It's not that I have no comment. I wanted to come in here and go out of my way to flat out refuse to speak about this, because we've talked about this ad nauseum a month ago when the rumors went out. So the fact that when I listen to the radio, the entire shows are dedicated to this one topic. Like, we did this already.
We did this.
When the rumors came out, there's no different conversation to have now that it officially happened. He's a fourth-string quarterback at best. He's not going to make an impact, so who cares? Right. There's no risk. It's probably the league minimum. Why does he doesn't know what he's doing? Who the fuck cares? And I don't curse on the show, and this is me saying I don't care. Right. It's a four-string quarterback. Who cares? If he makes a team, who cares? Right. He won't play.
If he makes a team, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Exactly. He's not going to be quarter.
Okay, he might come in as a distraction for other people. Will he ever touch the ball? What's over under him touching the ball?
If we get to the point where he's actually on the field for something meaningful, then the season's over anyway. So who cares?
My whole thing is, that the news channels cut it. It's the big story. Like,
I know.
You think this guy has 2 Super Bowl rings and a couple of MVPs the way they're talking. It's Pete Rose coming in 78. Dude. You know what I mean? But what I'm thinking about is, and you're exactly right, it's the dog and pony show of the NFL, which I've been talking about. They do what they do. I mean, Chip Potato, he's the ringmaster. All he's doing, he keeps stirring the pot.
Well,
he keeps taking things and putting it out there. And the Eagles are the talk of the NFL.
Well,
and they won shit.
When he was at Oregon, he changed all the uniforms. He did he did all this crazy stuff that everybody thought. He kept Oregon up there, didn't it? It might not have been like the best program in the country, but it was up there when you use social media.
Who's the happiest guy right now?
Jeff Lurie.
Absolutely. He's never, he don't have to win nothing. He's top dog right now in the NFL.
Because at this point, he's very close to trumping, Jerryland.
Yeah,
and chatter, because people. Yeah. Here's the thing: he's brilliant in that respect. That he's you know what? I'm going to take everything I did at college and I'm going to over exaggerate what I did in college at the NFL level and see who the hell bites.
Right.
And we're all biting. Here's the worst part. What's the big story around here in the Philadelphia area? Because there's a couple of people listening in upstate New York, Uncle Earl. So, and here's the best part. We're on a freaking tornado watch for this area. And all we're talking about is Tebow, okay?
He's the tornado, man.
The fact that the Eagles just signed a 4-string quarterback and it led off SportsCenter is disgusting. It's disgusting.
It's not. You know why it's not? That's the NFL. It's the WWF. And you should appreciate that more than anybody. It's an orchestrated entertainment. That's what it is. Orchestrated entertainment. The NFL, every week they find a way to stay in the news. And if they don't that week, you could bet anything that following week they're going to do something.
Oh, they just lined everything up. What is it, draft in 10 days, 9 days, right?
They thought 10 days. They thought that Adrian Peterson being reinstated was a big story, and that would ride them through the week, but that got nothing. That got one day.
That shouldn't be a big story, because of course he's going to be reinstated.
Right, because that was ridiculous.
For 2 years for this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but the story was he was coming back, and where was he going to play? That started off last week. And then this took over.
Well, they still have plenty of time to make that a big story if he does change teams.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to change teams, because
I hope he does.
Let's face it. If I was him, purposes. I'd be pissed off. Like, whoa, that was other stuff I pay my dues for, and you cut me, you let me go, whatever.
Well, they're not going to cut him, that's for sure. Well, only Chip would do that. Yeah. Only Chip would release an asset for nothing.
But I get the feeling.
I don't know what he's doing anymore. But it doesn't matter to me, really, because what he's doing, what he does is he produces material for the sports land, for the sports talk, and that's what he does. And it was spoken about a couple times today on TV about he's material, man. I've been calling him that for how long? He's material.
Since he got here.
Since he got here. He helped us out. He got us through the beginning of the radio show, and now since we've been in the studio, every week he comes up with stuff. I was struggling this week for stuff. I mean, there's things out there we could talk about, but the big story wasn't there this week. I mean, how much Tiger Woods can we talk about in golf and that bullshit?
Enough.
Enough, right? So you needed something now. The NHL was in that lull of the first round playoffs. The NFL stepped right in there. I didn't even know the NBA playoffs started. I really didn't.
I didn't either. I was paying attention. The hockey stuff, I caught a couple of them, but I didn't know. I flicked on. I was like, when you're bored, you always put on TNT or TBS.
Right.
Well, what the hell's on? So one of those NCIS or what is that? Modern Family or some shit like that.
San Antonio Spurs.
Basketball Spurs.
They're going to win this thing again. The Spurs. I think
they're the favorites, and it's like the 6-3 match or 7-2. I forget what it is, but they're the favorites to win. Against the Clippers.
Who did they lose from last year? San Antonio.
A player did they lose?
Who did they lose? Anybody, or they same team?
No one of importance. They lost like
they got the guy that played well.
Day. Yeah. I mean, they haven't lost anybody of importance.
Who was the MVP last year? That's
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi, yeah. Well, he's stepped
there.
up. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that the team is actually better than they were last year.
Possibly.
And Duncan's playing well. I watched him a couple games. Doesn't You
realize they just lost their first game in the series?
Yeah,
right?
I saw that.
Right,
Does that make a difference?
Just making sure you're talking about them like they're the favorites. They're down 1-0.
That's in a 7-game series. Who cares?
Yeah, on the road, they're the dogs,
or
they're the road team.
Yeah. I like to see him win it again because it just goes to show.
I would not like to see him win again.
Why not?
Because
it's boring. That's why it's boring.
Right? It's history, my man.
How many
NBA's
times
full of history.
How many times we talk about Tim Duncan being underrated and all these and the model of consistency?
Yeah.
It's boring. I want something flashy.
Yeah. Well, you can't get no more. You can't get no more flashy than getting Tim Tebow on your football team. When it comes to society and the NFL and the media, it doesn't. I don't like him. I think it was a joke when he came out of college. What do you have on his teeth? He had something on his teeth when he won the. He started crying or something. It
was on his teeth. He had the
316. Yeah.
His,
but he started crying during the interview, and that was the end of it. After I saw him do it, I said, "Forget the NFL for this guy. There's no crying in football. No,
it's no crying in baseball.
In football either. Unless you're retired, you're allowed to cry or something like that. But any way you look at it, he's a media hog. He's taking it all on, and now the Eagles aren't even letting anybody interview the guy until May something. They said there's no press conferences, nothing like that. They're hiding the dude like he's a piece of gold now.
What a shame.
Well, it's funny because now like I don't know what to make of it, and I won't speculate. I was listening to people chatter on Facebook. The boat is now rudderless. I've lost all faith in the ship. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna hold out because how can you judge a product? We don't even know the end result yet. We don't know what team because the draft is 10 days away. We don't even know what this team is going to look like start preseason. So even at preseason, if he doesn't make the team,
don't know
this
who
isn't a conversation.
He's going to be scrounging for minutes in the fourth quarter of the preseason, and we're worried about
exactly.
But that's a major. If we sign like Terrell Owens or something, we're like, oh, well, that's literally what it's like. It's like it's a guy who's not going to make the team most likely, and if he does, he'll never play.
But he's got a better arm now.
Yeah. Are we at the point in the NFL where there's goal line quarterbacks? Is that where we're at now?
That could be, man. It could be. It could be. I mean, you could go back to the no quarterback in the backfield. You just put the 3 halfbacks back there, and you hike it to one of them. And last time I saw that was in the Three Stooges episode, I think. But that's where the NFL is now. It's the show. It's all about the show. It doesn't matter what you do on the field. It's how much action you can bring to the TV and to the media, and that's what Tebow does. He does it. He's a dog and pony show who has done nothing in the NFL.
Won a playoff game.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
he has as many playoff wins as Peyton.
Yeah,
Manning
everybody
in
does.
Denver.
Yeah, everybody says that. That's the.
I'm not a Tebow supporter, but you can't say he's done nothing.
He's done nothing. When it comes to
a playoff game, that's something.
So what? Yeah, big deal. What is that?
I'm just saying,
it's a big deal. So you win a playoff game.
Did you win a playoff game?
What do you get for that? You got cut. Is what you got for that.
I didn't say he's a big deal, but
that's what you got for. That's not doing something.
It's kind of like when you say Justin Bieber's not a celebrity.
Oh, here we go with the Biebs, man.
He is. I mean, you may hate him.
What time is it? It was 9:14 mark. It only took us 14 minutes to get to Bieber. I love it. I'm all for it.
I mentioned him in the first 30 seconds.
There's no way that name gets mentioned if he ain't on the show. We would never mention Justin Bieber.
Well,
never.
Exactly.
But
that's what you're missing.
Since you're the young gun, your guy Pratt's going to be on Jimmy Fallon, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, see, he's a big nobody.
I have that in my notes.
That big nobody.
Yeah.
It was. Did you see it like this week? What the hell happened? I blinked and it was like, okay, everybody's going to release their movie trailers this week. Did you see it?
Yeah.
He said there's so many of them.
The summer movies.
Well, between Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Avengers and Jurassic World, he's such a nobody.
And his Parks and Recreation.
His movies won't gross $3 billion this year.
He's
what a
loser!
What a loser!
Tim Tebow, Hollywood. Are you freaking nuts? He makes more. He makes a hell of a lot more than Tim Tebow.
Keanu Reeves is.
I think he actually makes more than Manning and Brady.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, somewhat. What do you?
Where's my Chris Pratt supporters? Call in.
I'm with you.
What do you mean you're with him?
I'm with him.
The hell cares about Chris Pratt?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. That's his buddy, right?
Yeah, it's his buddy, man. Captain
buddy.
America, baby.
I know. It's Sinatra and Martin. I got you. Okay.
Well, I'm getting sidetracked here, but Star Wars, the new movie, that preview was this week. What else?
I don't want
Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, or whatever the hell it's called.
You're killing me, man. Just think
we got to talk about Tebow for the next 45 minutes. What are you doing?
Pandering to my crowd, man.
We got to meet our Tebow quota.
You got his picture up on the screen here, man. You have to understand something.
Batman versus Superman.
Find a picture of him in a jersey. That'd be hard to find.
The type of show we do here, Mike, is we're rippers. And we need rippers, people we can rip on. So Tony Romo, he's no rippable
Picking
anymore.
on Tebow is like...
It's good stuff. And now he's local. We used to pick on him when he was across the country. Now he's right in our backyard. We can get him in here on the show, maybe. We pick on him enough when he becomes irrelevant enough.
We're too big of a show for him.
That's
We're not going to talk to him until May.
But the thing is, shit's going to happen with him. The paparazzi will be all over him. Everywhere he goes, eat all over the city, he takes a piss. We're going to know about it. Isn't that great?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, you know what it's going to be? The epic cheesesteak.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when's
going
to
be Geno's or Pat's?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Every time somebody comes to Philadelphia, it's
Yeah.
which one did you like better?
Yeah.
The poor bastards, they gain I feel bad for every celebrity that comes here. They got to gain like 15 pounds. They gain 15 pounds because they got to who's got the best soft pretzels, who's got the best cheesesteaks. They come in fit. And they leave like their cholesterol through the roof.
The stupid cheesesteak thing. And it's so, I see anytime, like I'll go to like other states or whatever, and you see authentic Philly cheesesteak
makes you cry.
With sweet peppers and green pepper. What the?
It's Subway's national thing.
Yeah, I see, and that's all that one too.
I was like,
the new Philly cheesesteak.
This city should be known for how shitty its highways are. That's what it should be known for.
We are known for our potholes.
Yeah,
that is
now, man. Now it's out of hand with the potholes. You know, construction potholes and regular potholes. I've been avoiding getting accidents trying to avoid them. Even worse.
I don't think you will ever drive on 95 and not have construction in your lifetime.
Well, I'm telling you, it's my lifetime. I started out where there was no 95. We used to get off at I don't know, was it Gerard Avenue? Get on.
You just dated yourself so bad.
I
was there before.
It was the only part of 95 was built from Maine to Florida. To go all the way up there, and Philadelphia was the last part. It was finished, the birthplace of this country, and we couldn't get a freaking 95, and it's still not done. You drive through Betsy Ross, you're like,
well, if you drive,
where the hell does that go?
You drive the one part. There's a hole in the middle.
They're messing with that. They're doing something with that. It's going somewhere now.
They made it like you driving through. Oh, what a Bridge Street.
My old man.
What the hell? A Phantom Exit.
My old man used to get off Gerard Avenue, and we used to go down to Delaware Avenue, get to the stadium, which is even worse. Talk about potholes and tracks. That was a torture ride getting down there.
Because it was all commercial back there. I know what you're talking about. Yep. We would park down on one of those side streets, a warehouse, and your dad would be like, "Stay next to me."
Yeah. But the road getting there was brutal to get to the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. 95. I can't remember having a straight run on 95 without something. You know, in the morning, even if it's not under construction in the morning, it's beating going to ball games. It's part of the reason why I don't want to struggle going down there. I don't want to leave at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and watch 7 o'clock game.
I actually got tickets to Sunday's game.
Sunday's different. That's a different deal.
I would say I'm excited.
Sunday afternoon game?
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Look at the sun is shining. You know.
Row 1, baby, on top of the dugout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Visitors?
No, home.
No, good deal. How'd you get them, man?
The old my dad's law firm guy.
Ooh, there you go.
Greasing the Walpole.
There we go.
Your dad attorney? I didn't know that.
He works for him.
That's good enough. Good enough. Yeah, I got a couple games coming up too. I don't know. It's tough to watch that.
You're right. The Sunday games are good atmosphere.
Yeah. There's no traffic. You don't have that chaos.
If he texted me and said, "Hey, I got a Thursday night game," I would be like, I have anything better to do than that."
Yeah, that's tough. That's like I said, it's tough. Who wants to get yourself going at 3 o'clock because it's going to be a 3-hour ride down there because you're going to sit in traffic regardless of traffic from the work or the construction. It's just not worth it. There's no way down there. You got to go into Jersey, wrap yourself around. I've been talking about this forever, man. Yeah,
people do that.
I do. I jumped
go to
over.
Jersey first.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go across.
I could imagine doing that.
Yeah.
Especially
come up here. Yeah.
If you ever have to go, like we have to go down to Washington D.C. every once in a while.
Yeah.
Something to cheat, you could take 495, go across and take Jersey 295 straight down.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's the way it's been.
I try my hardest to avoid Jersey at all costs.
Yeah, I understand that. Jersey. So yeah, I was talking about Adrian Peterson, getting put back into the league, reinstated or whatever they want to call it. I don't know if they ever got that whole thing right or wrong. I'm not even sure what the
I still don't know what happened.
It was just another thing going on in the NFL that put them on the map along with all the other crap at that time. But putting him back in Minnesota released him?
No,
he wasn't released.
I thought
they released him.
I thought they released him too.
No way.
Okay. So he's not a free agent. He's not out there. Okay, I thought he was released.
I was under the impression. That's why I said
because I heard Dallas talk about picking him up a few months ago.
Let me ask. Let me contact Primo the stat boy. He'll let me know.
Stat boy now.
I got a stat boy. Stat boy just told me no. Vikings still own Adrian Peterson.
Well, okay. He's playing for Minnesota. Stupid, let him go.
I don't think he's gonna play there.
You don't think so?
No.
Because too much.
No, because I would be bitter as hell because they hung him out. Didn't they hung him out to dry or something?
Yeah, but you know what?
It was nasty. It's like one of those, ex-girlfriend type things.
It's almost like you had to, man. That was the way of the world at that time with the other situation going on and that beating NFL and all. It was the middle of NFL being all their problems.
And everybody going on camera crying, saying, "Don't hit me" or something like that.
Even with the wife beating and stuff like that, spousal be whatever how they call it. It's just a bad time. Not now. Now it's Tebow time. Forget about it, man. No more beatings. It's not a matter of that now. It's a matter about Tebow and the NFL. Raise a flag with him.
Are you going to be getting your Tebow soft pretzel?
Absolutely, man.
Did you see that?
It looks good. It looks like it has a lot of knots to it. So that's the best part of the pretzel.
Plus. I'll give you that.
The Virgin Tebow, it's called. Hey, who are we going to pick on? We can't pick on him. Jerry Jones going senile on us. Tony Romo actually won a playoff game. We got nothing.
We can't make fun of Manziel. He apologized to everybody.
Yeah, he wants privacy now.
He wants privacy. He doesn't want to be in the spotlight.
Yep, he just wants to be in his own spotlight. Him and his girl, and just sit back and relax, watch a little TV, throw a couple footballs. Who knows? Manziel might come out of this smelling like a rose. Not. He's done.
Who throws more touchdowns this year, Manziel or Tebow? Over under a half on each of them.
Who throws more interceptions, you think? Manziel. I don't know. Will Manziel even play? Would he even start for them? Cleveland? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're in rehab. You're not in football shape. No, you can't be.
Well, what? Wasn't it mandatory? What do you call it today? In NFL, everybody showed up for practice.
I don't think he did.
No,
that was team related. Different teams had different things going on.
They're not doing anything mandatory in April.
No. That's no way. There's no mandatory in April. Not until the draft. After the draft, things become mandatory. That's in 10 days. And then we don't know what the draft's going to be like. That should be chaos,
a fun day,
man. That should be good.
That's going to be a fun day.
Chip's going to make his bones that day as he trades everybody.
He may make or break that team in 10 days.
10 days. Yep. Absolutely. I don't.
Now, in your opinion, is the Mariota stuff dead?
I hope so.
If he managed to get him anyway, it would be amazing because I can't imagine what he can possibly do at this point with what they have, except giving away 3 first-round draft picks for the next 3 years. He has to go just the way of the show, the movie Draft Day. That's what he has to do. He's got to give away the house to get his quarterback. It's the only way he gets this done, and probably a couple of linebackers stuff to go with it too. But then again, if you look at that might not be a bad way to go because what are we doing anyway? If you're not going to start with your quarterback, and who cares if he wins it this year or next year or whatever, if you're not going to start with the first piece of your puzzle, what's the difference of who you get rid of? And I know that's been spoken about before. It's nothing new, but that's it. The reality is not winning the Super Bowl with this type of team.
I'm guessing he can't. Judging by that mentality, let's go down that road. You could sit there and make the argument, okay, we're going to be competitive and entertaining, and we probably could get to the playoffs, at least the playoffs, without the quarterback I get right now.
But that's no good. That was Reed. That was the Reed era. We got there. We never won it. We don't want that again. That's not good. But
it buys him one more year. If he gets his boy, it buys him one more year.
He's got years bought anyway. He's not going anywhere. He's not one of these coaches that loses 2 years in a row. He's going to get fired. This guy's
he's not going to get fired.
He's here for a while. He's going to have his chance. This is. You
don't give somebody the GM job and then just say like, okay, you got one more year, better make it count.
Listen, what he's done for Jeff Lurie and this team to this point, media wise,
it is sick that you are going to walk down the street and see a Tebow jersey.
Absolutely.
It's going to make you sick.
He's going to. He's going to appear on the radio shows like he's the starting quarterback because he's the draw. If he appears on the morning shows in this town or the TV shows in Philly, everyone's going to watch. And when I say everyone, I'm not talking about you and I, but you know what I'm talking about. They're going to get ratings, and that's all they freaking care about. They couldn't care less if he throws a pass. It's who's going to watch the show. Drag him down at all the bars in this town.
I love that.
He's like a mascot.
I love that. I love that we have 3 first-round quarterbacks on our roster, and not one of them is a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I saw somebody said that we got like.
Let's go to the phone. See what they have to say.
All right.
It's Goombahs. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, you there?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not that. I'm calling in to talk about Debo.
Oh,
okay.
Dante.
Yeah. You love this, don't you?
I absolutely love every bit of this. Like, you gotta be kidding me. How can you honestly ever say anything about Andy Reid when Chip Kelly is doing all shit like this?
That's not even that doesn't compare to anything. What's he like Mike just said? What's he doing? He brought in a worthless quarterback to fill a spot for the time being. Paid him no money for a 1-year contract. If he wasn't Tebow, he didn't have that name. Who would care? With the stats and what he's bringing to the team, no one would really care. But since he's Tebow, it's a big deal.
If this is a 5th round or.
But so much media and craziness going on right now. What's the point of bringing this in now? Where regardless of what it's going to be, all it's going to do is bring shit you don't want. And if he's not going to be a starter, then what? Wildcat? That's not going to work.
No.
He can't throw, and this whole offense is about having a precise quarterback.
Right.
It's another log on the fire, though. It's another log on the fire. It's not anything. You know why? Because it was quiet. And he doesn't like, and that's it. For what league minimum is what 670,000, something like that. Okay, for 670,000, he just turned around. That's what you're going to pay him. All right, right around
until he gets cut.
Until he gets cut, whatever. But it doesn't matter. That's how much is it to advertise on like ESPN?
It's cheap advertising.
It's cheap. Yeah. That's you're talking like $750,000, $250,000 if he doesn't make the team. Mm-hmm. You're talking all this. It's just free advertising. He bought himself every coverage of every sports station in the freaking country.
Right.
And they're all going Eagles right now, and they're all singing like we were at the beginning of the show. Tebow, Tebow, Tebow.
Where's it going to get you? I understand. I completely understand where you're coming from, and I respect that you're saying that. But my whole point is, what is he going to bring and take to the table besides that?
Nothing.
The reason why Belichick got rid of him in New England was because he doesn't practice well.
Right.
He's not good. He's not good at throwing the ball.
Right.
He's out I just can't imagine what the point of this. What he's going to bring to the table besides media and craziness.
Hey, listen, Big D. Obviously, when they worked him out a month ago, when he came into town, they saw something there that said Chip said, "All right, he's got a little bit of arm. He's got something we could use for some part, whatever. Even if it was just for a scout team or whatever. For the money, put him on the team just in case. Who knows? But once again, he's bringing the limelight to the football team." And right now, that's what this Eagle team likes. They like to be in the news and top of the list every week. The NFL starts out with the Eagles now. That's the way it is. Who cares who won the Super Bowl last year? It's who's going to bring in the most press right now, and this team is doing it every week.
Dante, you are in a position where you have hired many people in your career, your management career. You never just hired to make a nice guy. Maybe Tebow's really nice. Maybe he charmed their pants off in his interview.
Yeah. I know. I mean, it's something that
somebody interviews well. Yeah.
Interviews well. It's freaking Tebow, man.
He just interviews well, baby.
What's he gonna say?
He's got that freaking smile.
Maybe he prayed really hard.
Yeah. You know, all the Philly pretzels that were Tebow, they all sold out today.
Oh man, it's a sham, the NFL, man. It's the fact that this
really is.
It's a shame. It's nothing about on the field, man. It's always about what goes on off the field.
Everybody's reading too much into this.
No, they're not. They're not reading exactly what it is.
Everybody thinks that this guy's actually going to play on this team.
They're worried about it.
They're worried about it, and it's not. It's like I said. It's cheap advertising, and that's all it is. That's it.
I think. Well, he's definitely better than Barkley. I mean, I think anyone's better than Barkley.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Barkley's gone. He's gone. Figure he's gone.
But then again, Sanchez is there. Everyone knows that Sanchez did not like Tebow in New York. So why bring in Tebow now? Now, just in case Bradford goes down again, which he probably will if he's in an Eagles uniform.
Yep.
Then now he's going to have Sanchez be the quarterback, and then what? You got to have Tebow back him up. And then he already can't stand the guy. He never did. So that's just bringing more. It's just more. It's just. I think it's a conflict of interest for that, and I just don't think that's bringing anything to the table. But besides, you said media. But who needs media when Chip threw all his dogs anyway? But after Tebow's not.
Well, Sanchez didn't like him because he was worried he's going to take his job. Right. There's no job to take now. He's not going to take his clipboard holding job. I mean, that's why I didn't like him in New York.
Yeah. Well.
Maybe like you said, he just signed him because God's going to be on Philadelphia side one. Everyone's going to get down and knee and blow each other.
This is a sign that we're gonna be on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that's next. Hard Knocks is next.
Hard Knocks
next
is
year.
next.
Absolutely, there's no way the Eagles are not on Hard Knocks next year.
They have to be.
Listen up, everybody. Be careful with your wives and your girlfriends and all, because all the girls are saying, "Oh my God, Tebow."
Yeah.
So when he's going around all the Philly bars now,
he doesn't drink.
Hey. Dave's what? From what I hear, he's worthless in the sack, man. Doesn't matter.
Where did you hear that from? Why would you hear that?
Why would you hear that? Because it's the bar business. Wow. That's why.
You mean you're in the bar business? You would turn down Tebow coming to your place? People are going to flock and drink.
He said he's worthless in the sack. How did you know that?
Because he's the virgin Tebow. How good can he be, man? How did I know that? I'm just going by what I heard. That's all.
All right.
Dante, appreciate the call, man. Thanks for the call.
You guys take care.
All right. Talk to you. Big D checking in. He was with us last week chatting, all dressed up in his KC Chief. He had his KC Chief hat. He had the old garb.
It looked like Big Red.
It looked like Big Red. Yeah, Big Red going there. I'm Cashy the King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Mikey the Wolves over here. This is the Sports Goombahs. We're going to pay a couple bills, and we will be right back. Your favorite men's, women's, kids' apparel. T-shirts, hoodies, sweats, and more. Every name brand available. My man, Larry Gilman, will take care of all your printing and embroidery needs. Whether it's for business, sports, organizations, or maybe you're just opening up a pizzeria. 344tees.com will get it done. Call now, 844-542-2774. That's 844-542-2774. Their customer apparel marketing team are available not just to only give you the product you need, but give you the support and customer service that best matches your goal and budgets. Call 844-542-2774. 344tees.com.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbedding.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Yeah. Sports Goombahs. Cassidy King here. The chef is over where he should be. Like to the right. Sports Goombahs live on the 515 studios. 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline. Call or text. We're from the 515 studios here at Men's. This is the pick session. This is where I try to make everybody a lot of cash. We had a big problem last week. Big problem.
Oh, boy.
Big problem this week. Got a little lazy. I got forced into plays last week, I think. I don't know.
I think you were just bored.
I was bored,
Since a Saturday Night Trap.
Yeah, the Dow Jones slipped on me a little bit. They slipped on me. I should have known better. I was, I knew what I should have done yesterday with KC, last week with KC. But I didn't. I didn't follow up. I should have just gone with what I thought. But, my thing is, be on them, and that's the deal. Well, they weren't part of my plays last week for the most part. I did have a couple losers. We started off with the NHL last week. Washington, New York Islanders, the first game of that series, the over 5. That was a push, 4-1. Thursday night, I went with the Pittsburgh and the Rangers, and I was a loser too. Pittsburgh came out and beat the Rangers in the game 2 of that series. Lost 170 there. That was a bummer. Detroit, playing well against Tampa Bay.
Yes.
And it's my fault because I preach Detroit all the time. And the way they play hockey and they're a system hockey team, and that's the way it is. And Tampa Bay being what they are, they're a scoring team. That was a bad game there, and I lead to 160 and lost that one too. So the whole week was, pathetic to say the least. 0-2-1. At least I got you a push there. Wasn't a total loser. Well, I can do that sometimes, once in a while.
Every once in a while. Blue moon time.
Yeah. This week I got a couple games for you. I'm going to go in the MLB a little baseball. I'm going to stay with my Kansas City Royals. Hosting Minnesota tomorrow. I don't know what they're doing tonight, Kansas City. I didn't like tonight's game at all. I like the matchup. They're laying 150 tomorrow to beat Minnesota. Get them back on track. Start on Tuesday. Let's rock and roll with Kansas City. Let's ride them all week if you know what's good for you. Because that's what I'm going to do. The other game is Detroit. It's hosting the New York Yankees. I like the over 9 here. I mean, the two pitchers running this thing. I don't know, who's running this? Lobstein or whoever it is. I don't know. Between the two of these guys, there's an ERA of about 14. Okay, and I like the number here. It's the under and over is 9. I like that. Detroit's scoring a lot of runs right now, playing some great baseball. I didn't think Detroit had it this year. They lost their ace. I figured it would bring them down a little bit. They haven't missed a beat. They got the top. Actually, they got the top record in baseball right now. I like Detroit. I'm looking at them these days. So I like the New York Yankees, Detroit Tigers, over 9 in that one. The other game I like too, another team I'm watching lately with a lot of runs being scored for the Toronto Blue Jays, whacking the ball all over the place. They're hosting Baltimore. Baltimore's Bud Norris. He's a 12.4 ERA. I know it's early, but still, anybody with the name Bud on the mound is getting beat. That's just the way it is. That's what I'm going with here. I want the over 8 in this game. So Let's go to the phones because I got my man Jeff Brandy's calling in. Missed him last week, and it's the pick session, and he always likes to talk at this time. So I'll interrupt and talk to Big Jeff. Big Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Cat.
How you
Hello,
doing?
everybody.
Yeah.
I think you spent way too much time on that TiVo. I mean, you were beating a dead horse over there.
Yeah.
But like you said, like Brendan said, he's well, what do you worry about? He's not going to play. So what's the big deal?
No,
like it's some publicity. It was a good move.
If it was a safety, if it was a safety or a linebacker or somebody, we wouldn't even be having this conversation for league minimum.
No,
it's not like they spent a couple million on the guy. It's league minimum.
It's the Virgin Tebow.
They should have signed me. Brendan. You know, I'll make a comeback. I'm only 63.
It's all right.
You know. I could still do it. I
probably got a better arm than him too. You've been working out with that guy too.
Oh yeah, but you know they tell me I'm a good practice quarterback though.
Yeah, Jeff. Let's cut the bullshit here. Let's get right to why you're calling. I know why you're calling. Mike knows why you're calling. We all know why you're calling.
Place in the National League East. You know who's in first place?
Yeah, the bloviating Mets.
Who's in first place?
10-3.
National League East?
10. How are they playing that well?
Because they play the Phillies.
I told you, and you weren't listening. They have the best right-handed tandem in the major leagues, in my humble opinion, since you had Nolan Ryan and Mike Scott in Houston. You have Jacob DeGrom. And you have the other kid with the bionic arm, whose name eludes me because it's getting late. And they are solid all the way through. They just had to. They have like Darnell, their catcher, just got a busted hand. George was at the game Saturday, and you got Wright is out with a pulled hamstring. Campbell is filling in nice at third base. I told you that Wilmer Flores is a major league shortstop.
I thought you were joking, Jeff. I thought you were just playing around a couple weeks back when you were telling me the Mets were going to be there. Now you might be just getting lucky right now, and it is early in the season, so I'm not going to say the Mets are there, and they got to play some good baseball teams too.
Spoiler alert: Wilmer Flores is hitting 222.
You got Bartolo Colon, who's 107 years old. He's older than me, and he's 3-0. You got. DeGrom is pitching lights out. Matt Harvey, that's the guy. He came back to me, man. I ain't that senile. He's 3-0. And your fourth and your fifth guys, and Dylan G can pitch on any staff in the major league.
Oh, come on.
Your problem, your issue right now is your bullpen.
Jeff, Jeff, come on. Just be happy they are what they are right now. You're talking World Series here, it sounds like. I mean, come on. It's the Mets.
I'm talking World Series, and I am not out of line. I am not out of line.
Well, you know what? You're sincere about it. I know it for that matter, but I need to see the Mets beat some good ball teams. I don't need to see them beat up on the Phillies and stuff like that. That's easy. That's easy stuff.
Well, they start out. They didn't make the schedule. You got your first 16 games against the National League East. So, and the only team playing Broadway besides the Mets is the Braves, and they had their little run, and they're gonna fold like a cheap umbrella.
Yeah,
and or an accordion.
Yeah, well,
so the Mets and the team that you got to worry about, Washington, they seem to have not gotten it together.
Well, you know very well when the dust settles, Washington will be on top of this division when they get their players back and things start get them motivated and the pitching and all that. It's funny. I looked at the game the other day when Strasburg goes up against the Phillies. That's a no-brainer to be on Washington. I jump on the run line there, and all what they do is grab 4 for me when I needed 4.5. No, I needed 4.5 for the win, but they only get 4 there against the Phillies.
They lose 10-9 to Boston. What did they do? They dropped 18 balls between. I mean, they look horrible in the field.
It's horrible everywhere. What are you talking about? What about Philadelphia?
I'm talking about Washington. I'm talking about Philadelphia. They're not even in the picture.
Well, Washington can hit the ball though. They can score runs. They still have some power. The team's going to come around for sure. It's a good baseball team.
We're talking 3-4 weeks in.
Yeah,
it's still.
Max Scherzer. I love him. I think he's a great great pitcher. I'd love to have him on my staff.
Well, he's the league's best. You know, and he's what he is.
Mike, it feels like 3-4 weeks in. Okay.
But Strasburg is not the same since he got the bionic arm.
Yeah, well, that's a shame. That's a whole nother story. What they did to that kid, man, when he came in. I mean, Washington was desperate back then to get people in the stands besides Philly fans, and they just blew this kid's arm away. I mean, who comes to baseball?
Yeah, they wasted his talent. You're right.
They wasted his talent, and then when they finally really need him in the playoffs, they shut him down. And what did that do to him? I don't think that saved him at all, shutting him down back then. You know, but when you can't come into baseball and throw 100 mile an hour and be a starting pitcher. You can't do it. Not in this league. Not anymore, man. It's just not. It's not worth it. Who was the last pitcher that I can remember who threw that hard? Who was a starting pitcher? Going back a lot of years. Guy throwing 100 miles an hour as a starting pitcher. I can't even. I mean, where we go back to Koufax? I mean, is that where we're going back? Yeah, Nolan Ryan.
He was in the high 90s. I don't know if he ever hit 100.
Yeah, I mean, Koufax wasn't a power pitcher, was he? He was just a. I don't remember.
Koufax was the best there ever was.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I knew you would throw that in there. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You can't, when he's coming in throwing 100, 101, I'm like, this guy's not going to last in baseball. You can't do that. Not in this climate. And that's what they did to him. He probably would have been a great closer.
I said to George, my son, when Strasburg first came up, I did not like, for what it's worth, in my humble opinion, of course, I did not like his mechanics. I thought that he was going to throw his arm out, and I don't wish that on anybody, whether he's on my team or the other team.
Right.
But I said, this guy just doesn't look right the way he throws the ball.
Well, it doesn't really matter, Jeff, because the whole idea then was Washington needed somebody out there. They needed a draw, and that kid was a draw. When he first came in there, he was a talk of baseball. Everybody was talking about him, the speed, the whole thing. This is the next one. All right, and Washington was liking it. It's just it's like anything else. They got somebody there. It was before they got the draft picks and all. They were the dump of the National League at the time, and they needed this, and they got it, and they wrote it as far as they can. Fortunately, now they got a good baseball team, and they got two good pitchers on that team, and with him too as well. If he can come through and beat other teams other than the Phillies, then they have something there. But he's not going to do it throwing 80 miles an hour. He's got to be in the 90s if he wants to be a starting pitcher on them. That's it. Bottom line.
Well, they can be had. Sure. And they showed it early in the season. Right now, they can be had.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the confidence in them. Everybody picks them. I had the Mets. We bet the Mets. We did it online, and I said.
Jeff, the team that's going to win the National League it's going to be the Dodgers at the end of the day. That's what I think. I think the Dodgers, they have the team. I'm watching them a little bit lately. They're not winning every game, but they're stacked all the way around.
There's another guy, Kershaw. They pay him $1 million a pitch. $1 million a friggin' pitch.
Yeah, and I want him. I want him on my team in the first round of the playoffs. Okay, that's the bottom line. That's what this is all about. Having the pitchers when you're starting the playoffs. The regular season, you get there fine. Baseball makes it, a few teams can get in. Pitching is for the playoffs. That's what you want it for. I mean, who cares? These pitchers aren't even pitching 5 innings anymore. If they get 7, it's a big deal. Everybody's being saved for the playoff run. That's what it's all about. You know that.
It's all about the pitch counts.
It's all about the pitch counts in the playoffs.
The pitch count has changed the game. The way
No, it's not the pitch count. The money changed the game. The pitch count saves the money. That's what it's all about. Okay, you get pitchers making $1 billion. You're not throwing out 9 innings more than maybe once a month if you're lucky. He's got 6 or 7 innings.
You pitch 6 innings and you give up 3 runs. It's a quality start.
Yeah, right. How pathetic is that?
So the 4.5 ERA that comes out to.
For who?
A quality start.
Quality start. Yeah. That's that. Steve Carlton last.
Is it really that high anymore now?
Yeah.
Is that what they consider a quality start?
6 innings, 3 runs. Yeah.
You know what? And Steve Carlton was 1.9 run average. These guys.
And he gave you 8-9 innings.
Games when the Phillies only won 16.
Right. Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's where the pitchers are these days. I mean, that's just the way baseball is.
You had Carlton, we had Seaver at the time.
Right. Same year, same decade, same run. Exactly the same. Right. Jeff, you interrupted me in front of my pick session. What do you got this week? You got anything good you can give my people?
I'm going with the Bucks tonight.
You are?
What are we talking about? Baseball?
Hey, whatever you want. Just a winner. I mean, I had a losing week last week, so, you know.
Winner's a winner. We don't care about the sport.
Yeah, we could care his badminton as long as a winner for my crew.
That cricket they were showing on ESPN over the weekend.
But take the Bucks. I like the Bucks the next two games.
Okay.
You're gonna get them tonight. I'm not sure if the game started or not. I don't know if you can.
It did. It's in like the third quarter.
Third quarter.
Yeah, it's in the third quarter.
Oh, all right. I was asleep. You know, I woke up just for this show
it's in the third
tonight.
quarter
I woke up just
Wait,
for
time
this
out. Wait a
show.
second. You talking Bucks as in Milwaukee Bucks?
Milwaukee.
Okay. You're talking basketball.
Yeah. I'm talking basketball.
What do you think I was talking about?
Let's see.
Pirates?
Let's see.
The Bucks?
Baseball. Stay with your team. Stay with Oakland. They're an underdog tonight too.
Well, Oakland. You know what? Oakland's not winning football games, but they're scoring runs. I mean, that whole American League scoring runs like crazy all over the place.
Wait. Oakland is like minus 140 tonight, right?
Yep.
Am I
Well,
plus 140.
Yeah, against Kansas City. It's actually having plus 150. Not Kansas. Is it? No, it's not Kansas City.
I'll take Oakland and 100. 1.5 on that. Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, they're a choppy team. They're not the same team they were last year, but that's like it's early for them now. They're a mixed crew now. It's not even close to what they were last year, but whatever. They're still hitting the ball. But like I said, American League, everybody: Detroit, Oakland, Kansas City, Minnesota, Toronto, all of them pounding the ball all over the place.
Oh, and the hell with Texas. I hate Texas. I bet them yesterday, and they blow a 10-5 lead. Nothing Bruce, not
Texas is awful.
17 runs against them.
They're an awful team, man.
God.
Texas is a bad baseball team, you know.
I'm counting my money, Cassie. I was like watching Kryptonite in the Bronx there, man. I mushed that bad. Oh my God,
Jeffrey, I have a question. Are you going to apologize for your Mets fans for throwing beer on Grady Sizemore the other night, or the other day?
Am I gonna for doing what?
Do you see your Mets fans? Grady Sizemore was going in the corner to get a ball, and your classy Mets fans tossed a beer on him in the middle of the game. You gonna apologize?
The hell does he care? How do you care?
We're the classless ones. You guys can't do that.
How come we always get? If it was a snowball in Santa Claus, we'd be hearing all about it. But
you launched a beer at a player in the middle of an actual play.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You guys are better than that.
I apologize. I was married. I apologize.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Jeff, give us a plug for your website, man, before I let you go.
Okay, I'm at trendbetting.com. And you can get, don't forget the Kentucky Derby is less than 2 weeks away, and I know who's going to win that race. Yeah. And you'll know too, Cassie. And Brendan, I'll put you on my mailing list, and you'll know too.
Hey, is it that horse that's got my funny name?
Nah.
No, not on that one. There was a horse out there before. He told me about.
That's right. Yeah, Jeff, I rode that Shared Belief for a whole year now. It's a shame he's not running. Yeah, he won a lot of races. Remember that horse we spoke about last year? Yep.
He had Mike Smith pulled him up in Charlestown. There's something happened over there.
Yeah, he made a ton of cash.
Back.
Yeah, he was a good horse, man. Good horse. All right, Jeff, I appreciate the call, man. As usual.
It was a pleasure.
You got it, buddy.
You have a great night.
All right, man.
Keep up the good work.
Talk to you soon. Thanks for the call.
All right.
See, I appreciated that he apologized.
Make you feel better, man.
That's our thing. Only we're allowed to be the biggest dirtbag scumbags in the world. You can't take our thing.
Wow.
Especially against us.
Yeah.
267-563-2893. Sports Goombahs hotline. Wide open. Give us a call. Do some ranting and beefing for us, with us, or against us. All right, let me finish up my plays here, Jeff, so I haven't interrupted. Called me on the pick session, taking away my thunder. He knows you're paying the bookie this week.
It's our fault, baby.
It's our fault. It's definitely my fault. I don't have it too often. An NHL game. I think it's a Tuesday night game. It is Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, Nashville, Chicago. Now, I rode Nashville for most of the season. They broke down a little bit. Then they came back towards the end of the season, and they drew the Chicago Blackhawks. It's a shame. Because
that should be your conference final.
Yeah,
it's been a good series.
Anaheim's the other good team. It's a shame that Nashville has to. It's a good series. It's good hockey right now too. I like the over 5 in that one. Every one of these games have been over. I don't see why they have this one at a 5. They keep putting them all down as 5, but this is 2 scoring teams. Chicago is Chicago. There's a lot of talent in that team. This is close to the same team that won the Stanley Cup a few years back, and they got their same stars in there. Jonathan Tay's back. A couple other guys are back, and they're playing good hockey. And it's a shame Nashville drew them. This Lafayette might be in his wrong. Maybe a one and done here. It's only
2-1.
I know, but I'm just I'm watching the games.
And it's been close games though, so it could go either way.
Chicago's got the advantage now. They got the home field advantage with home ice, which I don't believe a whole lot in it, but with Chicago I do.
Yeah, there's certain teams that still.
I said that before the playoffs.
Detroit too.
Before the playoffs, I said watch out for Chicago. They're starting.
Montreal too. Look,
Montreal very quietly.
You said.
But they do the same thing all the time. They blow it in the second, third round. It's done. It's just like Washington. It's even worse than Washington.
Well, they could be good. They could be good. But I'm going to quote you on this. I'm going to stick with it too. They'll get to the second round. Right. But it's still too early for them. Yeah. They got a good core.
Yeah. Well, they were quietly one of the best teams in hockey. Very quietly. You hear nothing about them. Yeah. So anyway, those are all my plays. Got 3 baseball games. Kansas City, Minnesota. Kansas City, they're later 150 for the 100. Detroit's hosting the Yankees, like the over 9 this one. 2 lousy pitchers. Baltimore, Toronto. I just think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Got Bud Norris on the mound for Baltimore. 12.4 ERA. I know it's early, but he's a Bud. When you got a Bud on the mound, you have a couple Buds and sit back and watch the run score. And Chicago, Nashville, like the over 5 in this one. And that's our plays. Take them, do what you want with them. They're free, and they're brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com, 215-322-2561. You want your car shined up. And what do we say? The car has to be over 40 grand.
Yeah, if you have a car that's not 6 figures, don't even call them. And I'm just kidding. Call them, of course.
Yeah. Mikey Primo.
But if you want it to look like it's a 6-figure car,
yeah, that's
then
what
you give them a call.
You can do that for my 92 Ford Escort.
Yeah, there you go.
Wagon.
They'll put some carpet on the ceiling on that one.
they'll count the cents as 6 figures, so it'll be like $1,000. Right?
That's right. I can guarantee you the steering wheel will be shiny and nice, and all that chrome, perfect.
Your cup holders, spotless.
That's right.
Nice.
Your VHS or not VHS, your cassette player.
8-track.
Won't even skip.
They got
retro 8-track.
They got the special vacuum, sucks right in there, blows all that dust right out of there. Auto Magic Car Care, 215-322-2561. Check them out. All right, guys, that's our plays for the day. Pick session. I can't stand this broad, Erin Andrews. I see her. She's a big. Timeout. I knew the Candyman was going to call in. He's going to depress us with some Philly.
All right, time to pull up Galvis' stats.
All right, welcome to the Sports Goombahs. This is the Freddie Galvis Hotline. Welcome to the show.
It's true. It is the Freddie Galvis Hotline.
The Freddie Galvis Hotline.
My predictions have come true, of course, that we are in a small ball situation for the rest of the season. Now that we know all this, now we have to concentrate on our pitching from the minor leagues. We have a couple guys that we could bring up to make out a five pitching staff. We got a guy by the name of Jesse Biddles. We got Zach Eflin. Both of them guaranteed to be 2 of the 5 pitchers. Now they got to be brought up. I predicted small ball. Now I'm predicting minor league pitching to run the 5 pitch.
I think we're past small ball. I think we're the balls are so small. We're still waiting for the other ball to drop. Okay, we're down to 1. We're down to 1 ball here. It's Candyman. Yeah, I love his optimism.
He's got passion for this team.
He is diehard. You are. We had talked a couple of weeks ago when I was off last week, but we talked that you got to take the good with the bad. And this Candyman, I got to give you credit. You were there all the shitty years. You were there. When they won the pennant, and you were there when we won the World Series. But we're back to the shitty times again. You
remember 71, 72?
Remember 98? Remember 98?
Hey, Brendan, who's in that 2-hole?
What's that?
Who's in the 2-hole, Brendan?
Who's batting in the 2-hole? We don't know.
I just went suddenly almost said something perverted there. But
the left fielder's in the 2-hole, right?
That
yeah,
what do
you
you call
got
it?
Gallows in the 2-hole. You got
Herrera
and leading off, and that's the 1-2 punch, and that's going to be for the rest of the year.
Man.
You got to bring in some pitching. I'll go along with that.
To say that there's a 1-2 punch on this team is you can't do it. There's
They're
no
punchless.
There's nothing here. This is just a team is going to win one game out of maybe every 5 they play if they're lucky.
Didn't Howard
right.
get down to the 7th
I agree
spot?
with what you're saying. And it's back to what I'm saying. Small ball from these guys.
You can't play small. You cannot play.
In order to stay in contention, you need some new pitching.
You can't play small ball. You can't play small ball if you can't bunt. Forget about small ball if you can't bunt. That's it. Bottom line.
They can bunt. They can't bunt every time, right?
Who on this team can bunt?
Nobody can bunt on this team.
If Herrera's got speed. What do you call it? Rivera's got speed, right? Okay, these are guys that should be able to bunt, but they can't. The art of bunting is lost in this whole league anyway. Yeah. So don't even bring up bunting.
Nobody wants
and
to
if
bunt.
you can't, nobody wants to. You know why? Bunting ain't sexy.
Yeah,
it wins ball games. It wins a lot of ball games. Well, it used to anyway, but nobody does it anymore. Especially in the National League, you can win games. But technically, when you bunt, you're acknowledging the fact that you do not have a very good hitting team. And teams don't want to do that because that's not sexy. And it doesn't sell tickets. It doesn't put seats in the stands to make money. That's the reality of it.
I don't agree with that at all.
I do.
I think winning is what puts you in the seats. It doesn't matter how you get there, whether it's small ball, long ball, whatever it is. They're just not good at any of them.
Exactly.
That's what it is. I mean, it's not the fact that they won't do it because it's not sexy. They're just not good at it.
They're not good at it. Nobody does it anymore.
Because they're not good enough at the sport
Nobody
of baseball.
does it anymore, though, anyway. And that was my whole point of it. It's not very – it's not exciting enough.
They're not exciting enough.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm looking at their schedule right here, and they've lost, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7
6,
in a row.
7, well, they won 1. So they've lost 7 of 8. In those 7 they lost, they scored 1, 2, 2, 1, 5, 0, 3. That's awful.
That's not even baseball.
If you have a dominant pitching, you can get over that. Maybe we obviously have the furthest thing in the league from dominant pitching.
The only thing that surprised
I'm
surprised that the bullpen hasn't given up much more than what they have. That's been the only.
Bullpen's not. Yeah, bullpen's not bad.
It's not that bad. It's salvageable.
They'll eventually be bad because they're pitching 4 innings a night.
Oh yeah, we'll blow them out by the end of May. They'll be done.
The one bright spot I've been talking about was Giles, and he'll blow his arm out because he pitches every day.
Right. It's a sad scene, man. That's all it is, a sad scene. And what are you going to do? It's the state of the team, and we talk about this every week, and it's not going to get better. They'll win a couple good games here and there, but the majority
they've won once since we last were here.
Yeah, one time. That's the way it's going to be. Candyman, you got to hang in there, man. I don't know what to tell you. Small ball.
I just said a few minutes ago, we need to bring up the minor league pitching and change the step.
There's no reason to bring them up at all.
Yeah.
They're just demoralizing when they're going 4-13. It's just gonna
when you do that, like this is what happens if you bring up somebody that isn't ready. Let's face it, more baseball is probably the most mental game in the world, especially if you're a starting pitcher. You got to know that you're going to fail most of the time. You got to know that.
Zach Eflin is ready. Jesse Biddles is ready. They're going to be just as ready right now as they will next year. Bring them up. Give them a shot.
And they will. They're not today,
August.
not tomorrow.
Yeah, once Aaron Harang and Jerome Williams get hurt, which will happen.
That's it. They have to, they have to prepare this team to be giving away a lot of players in August, September. That's what they have to prepare themselves for. And those guys will all come up at the end of the season to see what they have after they've done their time in the minor leagues right now. There's no sense of bringing guys up and giving them, major league batters to blow them away because they're not ready.
What's the number one thing now in baseball?
Mental. They don't.
Not even that. Money. And that's why people get called up when they do, because it all depends on when you call them up, how many years you have them under control.
Yes.
And you're not going to start their clock now for no reason whatsoever.
There you go. Candyman, I know what you're saying.
Because then you lose rookie status, all that stuff, Rule 5, that bullshit comes into play.
And we're getting right back to where it's at. I understand your passion for the game and bringing players up, but what Mike just said is so key in sports. This is entertainment, okay? Everybody's Everybody's with the money now, and like he says, once you got a player up there, the clock starts.
Zach Eflin just turned 21.
Yeah, you can't.
He'll be a free agent when he's like 26.
It's not like the old days where in the 80s you bring up a player, he plays a little bit, you send him back down, and you play around with him. You can't do that anymore.
No.
The league doesn't allow that. It's not the way it is. The entertainment
factor.
It's
not the Sixers where you can just throw guys out there because you have a 4-year deal. You have a 4-year deal.
Right.
It's not 4-year deal once you get here.
Right.
It's just you got 4.
That's the difference, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing in baseball and a lot of bad teams. What can they do?
That's why guys are getting called up. They even said they're calling them up Friday because why? Because on Thursday it would count as a year.
Yes.
Friday doesn't count as a year.
Right.
I don't know the reason behind it, but whatever it is.
It's all dog and pony.
Money.
Dog and pony. Where's the money show? Candyman, I appreciate the call as usual. Hopefully you can call next week when the
Wait a minute, I have one last thought.
Okay, you're all right.
One last thought. For an entertainment, you actually want entertainment. You don't want to kill the arms of the rookies down the road. You know what? Bring up Monet Davis. Put her out there.
Hang on.
Goodbye. Candyman, thanks for the call. Monet Davis. He lost it there with me. Kind of knew he was going to say that. Or whatever that was worth. Where was I when he called? What was I talking about?
You were talking about a loser and her loser boyfriend.
Yeah. Erin Andrews. I never liked this lady, man. Even when she started appearing, she used to be a hard-ass interview when she first came up before she was on ESPN. She would ask the hard questions, and a lot of movies are taken from her and the way she acts with players and stuff. Come on, Vic. Don't come into the studio making noise like that. You've been fed. Freaking dog. Anyway, she evidently is dating Jarrett Stahl from L.A., yep. And he got caught with 3.3 grams. Is that alleged?
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
He also had some ecstasy.
Yeah, so
top it off.
So and being her boyfriend, being his girlfriend, I should say. Yeah, what? She don't know what's going on.
I'm glad. I mean, I have nothing against Jarrett Stoll because he's a hockey player. I don't care about hockey.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's happened to her in some way because I despise Erin Andrews.
Yeah, me too. She's always bitching about others and tweeting about others.
Now, who was it that waited? Like, I'm glad I waited 2 full years
to
get my Twitter
point
revenge.
Guard for Ole Miss, Henderson.
Yeah.
It's fun. I didn't think you guys were consult. I was going to mention that, but I figured it'd be way over your head. But
no,
yeah, she said she came at him 2 years ago about because he's a trash talker, and she was like, "Well, who you trash talking now?" And he didn't say anything back. And then 2 years later, he tweeted her at Erin Andrews. He goes, "Well, what's up with your boyfriend?"
Yeah.
LOL, something like that.
Yeah.
Like hashtag, like whatever he said. I don't remember, but
she has some explaining to do. Yeah, she's going to have to. I mean, this stuff. This is it's drugs. Okay, it's a different category now.
He didn't get caught with 3.3 ounces of weed.
Yeah,
that's cocaine.
This is cocaine. This is a different ball game. Cocaine, excellent hockey player, LA.
This is good. I'm reading. I looked it up while you were talking. It says, I think this is from like TMZ or whatever. Despite the sign clearly warning people that you will be patted down on the way inside, Stoll took his chances on a Wet Republic security guard and found a pink baggie with white powder and numerous gel caps with off-white powder substance inside with consistent with the drug Molly. According to report, the police asked him if the baggie was coke, and Stoll said yes.
Yeah, he's honest though.
Well, he's a hockey player. They don't care. He's got problems now. It's one thing to have the marijuana stuff, but when you're dealing with that stuff,
the thing with Erin Andrews is she was the first one of the young, good-looking reporters to get in the scene, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, Erin Andrews!"
Yeah.
And I think she kind of bought into her own hype, which is why I never liked her. She became too big.
She's
and
awful.
She sold out, went to Fox.
But she's terrible. Her interviews are terrible.
I don't like Erin Andrews. I don't. At first, of course, I did. I was like, oh, here's somebody who apparently knows your stuff. And now it just became, I don't know. She's became like the female Chris Berman to me. Everything you say, I'm just like, shut up.
She's not. Well, first of all, when she interviews, it's the obvious. She states the obvious. She asks the obvious. I can't stand a lot of these interviewers, mostly the women. Okay. And it just so happens to be that women are doing most of the sideline interviews and stuff like that.
Because nobody wants to see Goose interviewing.
Right.
Anybody.
They're stating the obvious. They're asking the obvious questions. You already know the answers. And the players are coming back with the textbook answers. And it's like a worthless time. It's a worthless cut to the interview. What did you think when you made that play? What do you mean, what did he think? It's like the same question. They never ask anything good. I don't even know if there's a good question to ask at that point. I mean, if you want to go, what was it?
It's all obvious.
Was she the one to answer Richard Sherman?
She was.
This Richard Sherman.
She was.
And she got.
She was so scared for her life.
Yeah, right. And that's the whole thing. Richard Sherman's probably. What are you coming up to me for?
Well, she asked a question, and Sherman didn't even respond to the question. He immediately went on his own thing. Right. She tried to steer it back towards like an actual interview.
Yeah,
she went right back at it.
Right.
Like
she didn't know how to react.
She thought you just won a Super Bowl. How you feel right now? Well, I feel great. Like, what do you think? How do you think I feel?
He thought she thought that Sherman said, "Well, I'm Aaron Andrews. You got to come back to me and give me my interview." No way. No way. She lost her respect for a long time ago before she got to this doing the NFL stuff. When I saw this in the news, I was like, "Come on, man. Tell me you found it on her too."
I know. I wish it was her. I wish there was something I could say about her.
She cleans the whistle in this one, right? She don't know what her boyfriend does. Nah, not at all. What are you gonna do?
And it's funny because you gotta think all he had to do was make the playoffs, and this probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure he wouldn't be at a pool bar in Vegas.
Yep.
When they say that sports is life and death, sometimes it is.
Yep. We gotta be doing some do some drug testing in the NHL now, man. The hockey players aren't all.
Well, they said in baseball they're going to be testing for HGH, or the basketball. What sport is it? Basketball. They're going to be testing for HGH or something like that next year. Man,
really?
Yeah.
Wow, what's in basketball?
That's a process.
Who's bulking up in basketball?
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't always mean bulking up.
Yeah,
it means healing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the punish. I'm surprised that you say that. I'm just surprised that wouldn't be one of the first things. I mean, because that can bring your knees back.
Basketball's like the one sport of all of them, or maybe I should say the one. Maybe it's the least sport where performance enhancing drugs would really matter. Like, I mean, how much you don't really need to be bigger, stronger. I mean, you do need to be bigger, stronger, faster, obviously, but like, you don't need to be bulked up and shoot because you have to shoot a basketball. You can't be jacked like.
But it's not about. It's what I was leaning towards. It's not about that. It's like it aids in your healing time, and it aids. I mean,
well, to Kobe. Kobe took an unsanctioned flight to Europe, came back, and his knee was fine again.
There you go. I mean, it's all about, and that's probably. I'm like, that's why I'm shocked that they weren't doing it already. I mean, but didn't somebody get in trouble for smoking something, or they tested for other stuff, but not that?
I don't even know.
They test you for recreational drugs in the NBA, right?
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay, but not steroids.
They probably don't, because if they did, then half the league wouldn't be in the league anymore. That's just my thoughts.
Quite possible.
Yeah. Listen, it all is what it is. I mean, all sports is going to be like that soon because the entertainment value and the value of the players and the money that's being made. That's the bottom line. Marijuana will be legal soon, and that won't be a big deal. Be like
you're
drinking.
Having this conversation on 420.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I was going to say that.
Yeah, 420. I didn't realize what that was till recently. Man.
I'm sure you partook.
Not me. I'm clean as a whistle. Partook. What do I care? 420.
Never.
420. Is that right, man?
Actually, at work today, I was talking to a lady on the phone, and she ended the conversation with, "Have a good 420."
Yeah.
I said, "Really? Well, why would you say that?"
I guess it's hip.
I guess so.
I knew a couple young kids who neighborhood went to
just like their day off
in Colorado. They're having a big. There's a festival. There's a festival in Colorado. It's called some kind of blowout that they're having there.
That's not. I mean, I don't want to go there, but
you can go there.
In Colorado, in 420, it was Columbine. It was not. That was the day it happened, 420. So
what's 12 years today?
I think it's more than that.
Is it more?
It was in the 90s, I thought.
99, I think it was, right? Columbine.
Yeah, so that would be like 16 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything happened in April. Columbine, back in
99, yeah.
Yeah, 99 it happened, and Oklahoma was in April. All the crazy stuff happens in April.
It all happens.
Crazy month, man.
I'm not even going to mention. Never mind.
Yeah.
Why? There's a reason why.
What, April?
Yeah.
We got to flip 3 pennies and find out.
No. No, but no.
3 pennies.
I'm not giving that person any props. It all happens around somebody's birthday, and that's why.
Yeah.
So whack jobs celebrate that. They do.
Yeah, I know. Now I know. I finally call it on. I still don't get the pennies reference.
The pennies reference.
Oh, the penny. Well, I'll tell you a little story. Can I tell her?
I don't care. Go ahead.
The chef's wife. Okay, she has this thing with these 3 pennies, and if you have you're indecisive about something, you want to know what direction to go, you take these 3 pennies and you're flipping
You have
around.
a pressing subject on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the I Ching.
The I Ching.
I Ching.
Is it I Ching? Is
I Ching.
I Ching. Yeah. You take 3 pennies and you flip them around and you put them on the floor gently. Not on the floor, the table gently. You don't throw them like dice.
Yeah. And
they land a certain way, and you do it 5 times, and the way it comes out, it reads something, and that tells you. That's called I Ching. It's I don't know. It's one of them things. And
it gives you a response to a pressing question on your mind.
Yeah.
I want to see this done now.
Let's see it done. Well, I don't know how to read, so I can sit here and chuck 3 pennies on the desk. I could tell you what they meant when they come out. I'm sure there's a chart or something. I'm not much into that stuff. It's like palm reading, but
it's just
it's
interesting diversion.
It's barroom talk.
Barroom talk.
I don't know. All right, let's pay some bills. Let's take a break. Come back for the last 45 minutes of the show, and we'll go from there. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline for the last 45 minutes of the show. We'll be right back. Hi, Cassidy King from the Sports Goombahs. Listen, shop 344tees.com for your favorite men's, women's, and kids apparel. T-shirts, hoodies, sweats, and more with every name brand available. My man Larry Gilman will take care of all your printing and embroidery needs. Whether it's for business, sports, organizations, or maybe you're just opening up a pizzeria. 344tees.com will get it done. Call now, 844-542-2774. That's 844-542-2774. Their customer apparel marketing team are available not just to only give you the product you need, but give you the support and custom service that best matches your goal and budgets. Call 844-542-2774. That's 344tees.com.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Sports Goombahs, Cassidy King here. Chef to left, Brendan B. Over there. Mikey Wall, typing away. Getting ready for the Wall Report. It's claim to fame. Why he comes in to do the wall report.
It's the only reason.
Only reason. What other reason is there?
I'm just start showing up like 10:30.
The Bieber report.
You can show up at 10:30 if you want. Yeah, whatever you want, my man. Chair's always open for you. You know how it is. 267-563-2893. Sports Goombahs hotline. Live here at the 515 Studios. Rock and roll. Just play tone. Just play some music. Request line. Open up the request line. Oh, man, the Flyers fired their coach.
Yep.
Can you believe it? The Broobs is gone. Another bully bites the dust. Or so-called bully. You know, a late bully.
He was part of the later squad that when the fighting was still relevant.
Yeah, well, Broob
when you needed a tough guy.
And he was a brawler. He did his brawling. You know, Broob was a tough guy. He was in that Tocchet Zezel years. You know, when he was on the team that beat that took the Edmonton Oilers to Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest series
Was he
ever.
on that team?
Yeah.
86?
Yeah.
I don't think he was that early, was he?
Yeah, Broob was part of that whole crew, that whole young crew that came up in the early 80s. Better do a check on that in case I'm wrong. I've been known to be wrong plenty of times. Anyway, they need a new coach, and I hope, maybe Hextall does have the ear of Mr. Snyder.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Maybe he's now going to change things around. I don't see a change yet. Firing a coach is nothing new for this team. It's not like he did something different. But Ruby was an interim coach. He wasn't really put there from the start.
Ruby debuted in 86.
Yeah, he only played 7 games that year.
Okay.
And the next year was only 27. So then he was split at time with the Bears. So his first full season wasn't really until
the 83 team,
until 89.
The Lindbergh team. They lost to Edmonton too. Both those teams lost to Edmonton. It was the run. 83 through 83 to 86 team. There was 2 Flyer teams that year. The Lindbergh when he was killed a year later. And then Hextall, came in. I didn't check that out. I'll have to check out the stats on that one. Anyway, they're looking for a new coach, and I really hope they go out of the organization, get somebody here. I don't want no more of these clones. These atypical. I want somebody with a philosophy. Detroit lost their coach.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, he's going. They're going to.
He's only got one more year left.
He's going to win the Stanley Cup first before they get rid of him.
if they win it, yeah. They've been throwing names. Of course, everybody's throwing names out there. Babcock is
right.
It's probably the biggest one, but what do you call it? Just split today. McClellan. I like him. I'm a San Jose fan. I have been. I think he got more bad luck than bad coaching, especially his last.
Boy, I'd like to see that type of hockey down here.
I would too, and I think judging by some of the people that are on the team, some of the skaters, it's a system that they have some of the talent for.
Right.
I see a transition, especially we were just talking, and during the break, we were talking about the draft and how the Flyers just pulled a 7 in the lottery.
Right.
Because Tampa Bay made the playoffs.
Right.
It's great.
Right.
It's great. So now you got to pick at 7 and you got to pick at 26, I believe. And then there's still 9 more up until 101, I think it's a weird number. But
so I say get rid of Giroux, get some more draft picks. Keep building this team. Change it completely.
You could have this team rebuilt in 1 year if you play your cards right.
Right. I think Hextall should come in there and dump whatever wasn't there when he got here. I'm saying dump what was there when he got there. His goalie's got to stay because it's all he's got right now in the net. I mean,
that's a shame to have that wasted season.
Yeah, I like Mason. When Mason came here, man, we were back on the radio, and I said, Mason, this guy can play. He had a bad year with who did he play for? Columbus. Yeah, he was with Columbus. He had a bad year. There was some talk about drinking, whatever kind of stuff was going on, or some kind of whatever. He had a bad year. It was
sophomore slump.
Yeah, something went wrong there. Yeah, there was something up there. I don't know. But I knew from the year prior to that he had a great rookie year, and he was capable. He came here, different atmosphere, and got no defense whatsoever. And he hasn't had defense here. He came when who's the big guy that retired?
Pronger.
Pronger left.
Pronger was gone.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
You think of all the people that were. Yeah.
Team and I was overrated as far as I'm concerned. I keep talking about like this guy was God here when he came back after his concussions or whatever was wrong with him. I mean, he was gone when he got here. So, I don't, to me, they lack the ability to scare anybody with their shooting. That's what they do. It's almost like the Phillies with their bats. The Flyers don't scare anybody shooting. I mean, I never saw a team go 3-on-2, come down
and not get a shot on
and end up behind the net so many times. It's like it's just NHL. How did you get to this point? And you can't. And you can't.
It's not
do
even
stuff
that.
Like that.
It's and I'll blame the coach on this. And I totally need Berube to take the hit for the fact that this team had no confidence. Nothing. When you're and let's face it, there's a couple players on the team that have a good shot. And I'm going to say, let's just say, and for lack of argument, I'm just going to go down the line and say Claude Giroux has a but
some of the shooting he did this year, just,
you sit there, the confidence isn't there. It's that third pass. Sean Couturier, I think, has a pretty good shot. I'm going to say pretty good. I'm not going to say great, whatever, because you don't get to see it enough. You don't get to see it. You know why? Because he's always making that extra pass because he doesn't have the confidence. I don't see anybody on that offense. They're always looking to make that extra pass. It was always that extra pass this season, and then by the time you made that pass, it was you were out of position to shoot. So,
it's like nobody wanted the shot. Nobody wanted to hit the glass, or advertising, or the Comcast sign, or whatever. It's like,
or the spot where those good seats you had.
Too tentative, whatever. And they've been like that for years. This is nothing new. I've been screaming about this for 5-6 years now about how they blow scoring chances. The one-timers aren't even relevant for this team. You don't even see a one-timer because what happens? Every pass that goes across the ice gets stopped before it gets shot. And you can't do that. Not with these goalies and the amount of equipment that's on them. You can't. You don't have time. That hole's open for 2 seconds. You got to make the shot. And they don't do it. They don't have it. They don't have the sniper. It's not there. It hasn't been for a year.
Now, did you see some of these names of some of these coaches? It's kind of like Kevin Dineen.
Kevin Dineen. Oh, I don't know.
former Panthers head coach and current Blackhawks assistant coach.
Kevin. He played here.
I know.
Once again, he played here. His dad coached here.
Exactly. Terry Murray's been brought up again.
Is he still alive, Terry Murray?
Yeah, he's a Phantom's head coach.
Yeah. All right. Phantom's head coach. Great.
Now,
that's a retread. They're going to retread players now.
Now here's one I don't want to say just because I just didn't think he was. Well, of course, your chucklehead guy, Tortella.
Oh nah, no way. He's not.
I don't know. He gets a job in this NHL
he's not
anymore.
Ed Snyder guy, man. No way.
But he's out there. Of course, he's out there because I would really like to see McClellan or Babcock or even. Well, no, I'm going to go with my run there. But Dan Bleisma,
the Pittsburgh Penguin coach. Yeah, there's a nice guy. He's a good coach.
But I don't know.
But he got blown away at 24/7. Right? He lost it then.
That's what I mean. He it worries me when you lose everything on you know what I mean? Like you can't hold it together for a run, and that's what bothers me. And that is one of the things. And he's out of when you have three of the top 10 athletes or 10 best players in NHL, and you can't seal the deal.
Yep.
That worries me. That means you don't have control of your team.
We did have a cup, right?
They had one cup.
One cup, yeah.
I don't know if it was him, though. Was
it him? No, it wasn't him. No, it was the other coach. It was the old, I forget. Look that up, Mike.
I've been saying it for years, yeah.
Hockey talk. He's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
He's just waiting for the wall report. He just wants to hear that music.
All ready
for it. Rock and roll, man.
He's all ready for it. But like we were saying, though, judging by everything that is the finagling with the lotteries and their draft picks, the trades he's made, kind of like the little ones, the subtle ones, they positioned themselves for these picks, and then Axel Berube, and just by is it me or is it their demeanor change? I've been saying this. Maybe he is in charge now. Maybe it's been like hey, you know what? We tried it your way. We're going to go in a different direction now, or I'm out of here. You don't need me then.
Right.
Put Homer back in charge. If that's the case, put Homer back in charge. We don't need to hear this. You know what I mean?
Who's Homer?
Paul Holmgren.
Oh, okay.
So put him back in there. You don't need me. You're just wasting money. I'll go somewhere else and build a cup team like I did in, L.A. He didn't have a hand in the Islanders too, because he's the one that Islanders are making their run now. I know who's in charge there. Gar Snow, right?
Yeah.
Carson,
I know that.
You do know that.
That,
okay, there you go. So you're talking to. Why would you not trust guys that have done the job? It always drives me nuts. And that's why people. It's my thing with Chip Kelly too. Shut up. This is what you hired a guy to do. Don't bitch about it when he does it. Mm-hmm. So you bring in Hextall, let him do it. You don't agree with it, you can have your opinion. But until that product does not work, and he hasn't had his thing yet, as far as I'm concerned, the first year, it was just like Holmgren all over again. You were hearing the same rhetoric. Right. Now I'm hearing a little bit different. Okay.
Right. Even when Hextall came in here, he sounded like Holmgren a little bit.
And now it's like this, the same thing with Chip Kelly. Okay. He's in charge now. We all know it's his show. Let him. It's like you're complaining about that you failed the test that you didn't even take yet. It's like it's moronic. It's silly. Let them do it, and when they fail, then you can jump in. Or if they win, then you got to eat crow, because if they win or they're successful, you have to eat. You have to take your lumps with it too, because guess what? That's why you hired a guy. Let them do their jobs. That's my whole point of it. Yep. That's the whole point of hiring a person to be the GM. You can armchair quarterback or armchair, GM from our seats right here. We're not the ones getting paid for it. They are.
The owner's got to let the GM do his job. Don't interfere. He's looking for a Stanley Cup. Been looking for it for years, and it ain't happening. He got lucky. Got up there and got a false sense of that this team was that good when they went to the Stanley Cup. Was it 10? Right? But bottom line is you have to change the whole culture of this team, the whole, what do you say? Not the culture, but the philosophy of how they play hockey. It's just doesn't work in the NHL anymore. No. You got to get some speed on this team. One thing, they always look like they're skating in mud here, man. That's just the way it is.
It's fly away.
What's that?
You got to play the fly away.
Yeah. We don't want the fly away the wrong way.
Exactly. No, that's just the way. That's what you need. It's a fly away. Doesn't matter what works. It doesn't work. It's a flyer away. Yeah. I hear enough of it on the radio to know.
Yeah, but the flyer away doesn't win. I understand what you're saying. It's the culture of the team. It's the Ed Snyder culture that's been on this team since day one. That it's been here. It's the same thing. I mean, when they talk about enforcers, I want to puke. The enforcers in the NHL is stupid.
I was listening to an interview actually, and it was by accident.
I can't even say that anymore.
I didn't know who was talking. I would have changed the channel, but it actually was Jeremy Roenick, and he was talking about Giroux, your boy. And saying that you absolutely in no way, shape, or form can move this guy. He is a star, and he is the epitome of Flyers hockey. And he quoted, that was a quote. He plays
there it
epitome
is.
Of Flyers
there
hockey.
It is. You just said it. That's an epitome of Flyers hockey.
He meant it in a good way, though.
Well, because Jerry Mugg he's the epitome of Flyers hockey because he works hard and he's good in the locker room. And that's bullshit. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing about good in the locker room. I've been hearing that so many times in hockey, especially. He's good in the locker room. Well, I'm not watching what the hell's going on in the locker room. I don't pay all this money to watch what goes on in the locker room. I couldn't give a shit. I want goals scored. I want good play. I want my money's worth. You're spending $100 and some odd to watch a hockey game. I could care less what goes on in their underwear in the freaking locker room. Enough of that crap already. Put the puck in the net.
I'm pretty confident I would be an amazing locker room guy. But I'm also pretty confident I'm a horrible athlete. I'm actually not.
But running around a jockstrap. What are they doing? You didn't play well. You got to have good. Coming a lot. These are $1 million players. They're all making a big chunk of money. The hell cares what goes on in the locker room? It's almost like they think we're that stupid to think that the locker room presence is a big deal, especially in hockey. Am I right, B? I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? Locker room.
See, I kind of lean on the side that it
in the old days it might happen when you carried this.
Think it when matters now.
When you carried the C, if you were Bobby Clark and you were part of the Broad Street Bullies, locker rooms made a difference because they hung out afterwards. They went to the bar together. These guys finished these hockey games and they split. Okay, they're going. Yeah, everybody's got their value system going on.
I think it still matters. I think it still matters that you have somebody that is your go-to guy in the locker room.
For what? Tell me what they go to him for.
If you don't have, I don't know. It seems like I would expect that on any team, even with all the egos, you need to go, I can count on him. I can count on him. I can count on him. And if I can't count on you, I got to be able to say that to you. I mean, look, every job of every athlete is to win, because to win you get paid on
not
your payday.
Necessarily. That's not true. You don't have to win to get paid. Professional sports have shown that every day. Right? You don't have to win. You can just play well.
I think the whole thing's stupid. If you're a great player, then you can count on a player. I don't care. I don't care how big of a prick you are.
How many captains of teams have been players who are mediocre?
Well, I don't care because I think hockey's stupid.
Well, I'm just saying in general, all sports.
Because they make it out like that's a real big thing when it really doesn't matter whatsoever.
I mean, look at the NFL. The captains go out, the coin toss. You don't even know who they are.
That means even less.
Yeah, that's right. They're less.
Because there's
17 of them.
There's no captains in football. There's no captains.
There technically are, but
there's defensive leaders and stuff like that. But yeah, absolutely. There's so many coaches.
But you're telling me that Ray Lewis murdered somebody, all right? But he's a great player, so I'm pretty sure they could count on Ray Lewis. I don't know how great of a guy he was.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. When I say that,
that's what I'm saying though.
If I'm a shitty first year player, if I'm the Rudy of like the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm calling out who I don't care anybody good on this team, saying you're not practicing hard enough.
Why would you do that?
Why can't you?
Because you're a shitty first year player.
If you're dogging it, but and that's what I'm saying. But it goes the other way. I don't know. I just think that there's some people that have a locker room presence, a natural leadership. You can't help it. If you're a natural leader, you walk into a room, you own a room, and you can call out people and motivate people. If you're not motivated, you're not going to win. If you don't want to win a title.
You're talking old school sports. That's the old days. That's when you had a guy, when guys were making similar money.
You don't think that happens anymore?
What, the locker room stuff?
Anything
not like the way you're describing
it. Not at all. I don't think it is. I think teams aren't it's more of a business now, so teams aren't more together after they leave the field like they used to be. Everybody goes on their own. They got their people, they got their agents, they got their money, their girls, whatever their lives. They don't hang out. It's not about hanging out with the team anymore. If they're on the road and they're on the bus and they're going to a hotel, yeah, they're together. But everybody's their own. See, an athlete now is a business. The player himself is a business. He has his agent, his money, the stuff that he endorses. All that stuff goes around. I mean, Bonds was the epitome of ridiculous when it came to that. Okay, he was his own materialistic person, did whatever he wanted. But most players are like that in their own realm. Not as bad as that, and I'll talk, but players take care of themselves because they are who is paying them. If they can't perform, they're not going to get paid. Okay, and who they hang out with doesn't really matter. It's a job. My bottom line here is this is a job to these people. They're not just athletes.
I want a situation. I want you to tell me the answer.
When they're done, when they're done, we don't put them on a shelf. The players don't get put on a shelf the next time they play. They go and they live their lives.
I understand that. So, and I'm going to give you the scenario that I'm thinking about. I'm just curious. Then what happens? Who does this if you're the coach or you're another player? And you see somebody with the likes of Jimmy Rollins that doesn't run out of ball, and then it's a bobble and it's a bunt, and he still gets thrown out when he should because he was turning back to walk.
Who captains him?
Who says something to him?
The coach did. The coach suspended him one game. They had to do something to make the fans think that somebody gives a shit. That's what they did that day.
But as another player, you're cool with that?
You know what? I don't think another player depends on the situation of the team. Are they winning? Are they losing? Are they competing? It's the climate of the team that really tells you what's going on. Because if Jimmy Rollins is running out that ball like that and they're in a playoff run, everybody gives a shit. Okay? Now they will. But if they're not, it depends on the climate of the team. What's going on?
I'm talking about. So it's somebody would have said if that was like, hey, we needed that to win to qualify for the playoffs or whatever.
Who's going up to say something to him? What captain's going up to say something to him?
I'm not saying captain. I'm saying anybody. I don't care
it doesn't have you.
I'm talking about the locker room guy or whatever the hell it is.
But I'm saying he is. But there you go. You're talking about a guy who is supposed to be the locker room guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be the captain.
My point is the locker room guy doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Look at you said Barry Bonds, prime example. I'm pretty sure the other 24 guys in his team probably hated him.
Right.
But you know what? He went out and hit 73 home runs, took him to the World Series. They won. It doesn't matter how good of a locker room guy. Vladimir Guerrero couldn't speak English. To this day, cannot speak English. I'm sure he didn't say a word to anybody in the locker room. What kind of great locker room presence could Vladimir Guerrero give you? But you know what? He hit 330 with 35 home runs, and he went to playoffs every year.
It's different. The money.
Vladimir, these locker room guys don't mean anything. It means nothing.
It's no, it is.
If you perform,
it's a freaking cliche that the media use, that the sports, that the announcers, that the guy when they televise a show, that's what they talk about. You know, and especially in hockey. I mean, I'm tired of hearing everybody talk about this guy's this, that. He can't score goals, but he's good in the locker room. We need a guy like that in the locker room. He can't score goals. He can't stop a goal. If you want
to have one guy like that to keep everybody happy, go for it. But the other 24, the other 52, whatever sport you're playing, better be pretty damn good. And
I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. You should have that, but in this climate of professional sports, it's not happening no more. It's unless you're a young team. Let's take the Kansas City Royals right now. It's a young baseball team who wants to win. You would find that there because they're all young players. The multi-million-dollar players aren't on that team right now. But but they're all playing together, and that's what sports has become.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you get the young team that has they're all captains in there right now. In fact, they're all trying to be the captain. That's what they're playing for, because trying to be the captain and be that good gets you the dollars later on. That's just what's happening. And when you get a team like the Yankees, so when Jeter was their captain, do you think Jeter was a captain type guy? He probably was. Quietly, because you never heard Jeter or heard about Jeter going off on somebody. Jeter was probably the type of guy who pulled a guy aside and just talked to him. And if he couldn't get through and talk to him, they said, like, deal with the coach.
That's the thing. If Jeter was a 240 hitter, what he said, you would have said, shut the hell up.
Right,
shut the hell up.
It's like Ryan Howard being the captain in this team right now. Guy can't hit anything. Fastball, curveball. What's he going to tell? He's going to tell Freddie Galvis that he's not swinging right? He can't do nothing. He's going to worry about himself, first of all.
It all depends on your performance, of course. Like I said, if you did something and Jeter pulled you aside, I can guarantee you every player is listening to what he has to say, and they respect what he has to say because he's one of the greatest of all time. But he said, if somebody pulls you aside, if Bobby Abreu pulled you on the side and said, like, hey man, you really got to step up, like, Bobby, shut up. Like,
then you have those players in baseball who were like that. I mean, Pete Rose was like that. He would say anything you want to any player. And there's, even like a Nolan Ryan as a pitcher would get on people in games that he was pitching on.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just in baseball. I think the pitchers were more, more vocal than most players. I mean, they get angry, but they don't play every day, so they can't really do that. Really, I don't know. It's like I said, it's more.
Kurt Schilling was one of those guys.
Kurt Schilling was a jackass.
don't say. I already learned. Don't say
Kurt Schilling. I can't stand Kurt. He's always bloviating about something stupid. He's got something to say about everything. He turned me off, man, when he got out of baseball and just wants to be a part of everything. I don't like Kurt Schilling. Never did.
I like Kurt Schilling.
I never did. I never liked him in that World Series where he got that way about Mitch Williams on the mound and stuff like that. I mean, I know it was ridiculous and getting on him about that stuff. I got a lot of anti-Kurt Schilling crap. Wish he was still playing. I wish he was still playing because he could be one of our, one of my rippers or rippies. Okay.
I think it's time for the wall report.
I don't know what time it's for. It ain't time for the wall report until you hear the music that says it's time for it. Oh, there it is. GP.
Must be time then.
Now the wall report.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's a time that you've all been waiting for. I know because my Twitter feed has just been blowing up nonstop.
I put it on Facebook for you.
They keep saying they're like, "Can you just put out a tweet when it's wall report?" Because I don't listen to anything those other two dopes have to say. I just want to hear the wall report.
There you go.
So I said, "All right,
as soon as they turn into hockey, we tune out, right?" Yeah.
Dopey hockey guys.
All right. Anyway, I got a little bit. There wasn't any other than Tebow Mania. There wasn't any breaking news, but you know what? There was a lot of good news, a lot of interesting news. I got some for you here, boys. I'll kick it off with major leagues. The Yankees. A-Rod has a little clause in his contract where if he ties Willie Mays' 660 home runs, he gets a $6 million bonus. The Yankees are trying to get their way out of that by not marketing it. They're not mentioning it in any way, shape, or form. And the way around it is because you can't put performance clauses in players' contracts, but you can put marketing clauses. So say, we'll market this, and that'll be when you get it, we get the money. So they're not even mentioning it. It's not in their program. It's in nowhere. Keep in mind, they have a whole sheet of milestones in their program, including Steven Drew's 500th run is coming up this year. So you can stay tuned for that milestone. But they don't mention A-Rod and his home runs anywhere in their program. They're going to lose that, and they're going to pay him $6 million.
Yeah, he's playing well too, A-Rod.
He is playing well.
Real well. He took care of himself. He's coming back, and
you have a whole year to get get your swing back, get your groove back.
He's playing well. It's,
get healthy when you're that age. A year. I mean, people should do that all the time.
Yep. I mean, listen, it is what it is. He's a ball player.
Tell Roy Halladay to take a year off, come back next year,
yep.
and then lose for the Phillies.
Yep.
Some more sad news for Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, man, that's just
filed for divorce now.
Oh,
so
man,
first,
Shevitz, it goes
he
from good to bad to worse
relapses.
for him.
Last year he hits as a career low in average, then he gets relapses, and now he's filed for divorce. So hats off to Josh Hamilton. I guess ever since they announced he's gonna have a Disney movie about him, his life's kind of going down the shitter.
Are they still gonna have it?
It's gonna have a horrible ending.
Yeah.
You better cut it off like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, what happened after that, Dad? Nothing. He stopped playing. He quit.
Not a Disney movie then.
No. Daddy, what happened to him afterwards? No, he retired. He's done.
He was the one who tossed the ball up in the stands. The guy jumped forward and died. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be
I think, did that flip him around then after that? It kind of went downhill after that.
I actually forgot all about that.
Yeah, it kind of went downhill after that.
Ever since he kind of third-degree murdered somebody. I don't know if they have one for that. Indirectly murdered.
Is that a third degree? Nah,
it's just an accident. I'm gonna throw a little hockey out there for you guys just because I enjoy. I'm a big fan of the sport. The Edmonton Oilers won the NHL lottery for the fourth time in 6 years. They're
getting better.
What the hell is that?
That's NHL, man.
The Cavs won it 3 times in 4 years, and the Oilers won it 4 times in 6 years. This is why the lottery doesn't work, folks.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez, as we all know, we thought we were gonna get a whole show without Aaron, but that's not the case.
Well, I didn't want to bring him up too much because really it's justice served.
Yeah.
It's quick, easy, boom, boom, in and out, bang, done, end of story.
Found guilty of murder, faces life in prison, no parole. He's actually on suicide watch.
Really?
Right now, yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But that's not even one of the main reasons I'm here. I'm here because if you remember last week, his jailhouse ID was on Craigslist for $5,000. Well, Craigslist put the kibosh on that, pulled it down. So what does he do? He takes it to Facebook. He's selling it on Facebook now for $6,000. Now he upped the price, $6,000.
Hey, he got marketing.
Every time it gets yanked, where's he going? What is next? He's got
Instagram,
Twitter, and Instagram. You're right, yeah.
Instagram.
He's got a couple more outlets he can go for this.
You can show up at the Chamonix Mall and just make a booth.
Go to George's Collectibles for that one.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to George's Collectible.
There you go.
I mean, while we're getting gray here, we'll go with Jameis Winston. Wow. A week before, 10 days before what's supposed to be the greatest day of his life.
He messed up. Did he mess up?
His rape accusers filing a civil suit against him.
Now there's apparently 2.
Oh, man.
2 people. 2.
And this is going to be the face of somebody's franchise in 10 days.
Oh, man. Gruden's probably pissed off now, man.
They could have filed this any time within the past 2.5 years. They wait until the draft.
They do. That's how it is, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're waiting to get that contract.
Maybe he'll get paid to go away. That's what's going to happen.
Sad.
Jameis Winston. I think he's a mistake in the NFL anyway.
I don't think he's going to be. I think it's Jamarcus Russell 2.0.
Yep. It's just that's the too much baggage coming in with that.
I'm sure you guys saw this hilarious video. ESPN's Britt McHenry rips the impound lot employee. How about that? Did you see the video? The look on her face looks like you did not see that. Yeah. You must be under a rock,
That was because she went on and on, man. She wasn't.
I think I heard about it, but I didn't.
If you got to watch a video, it's only like a minute long, but man, she rips into this lady talking about, "I'm better than you. Do you know I'm on TV?"
And she got suspended from
for 1 week. That was my next point. She only got suspended for 1 week.
Yeah, but she's
people are outraged by the 1 week.
She's gonna her career's over.
At least at ESPN is. There's reports of more than half the ESPN staff once are gone. They said she's like a joke to the brand, the company, whatever. So, but that's a classic video. We got to share that one up on.
And you figure once she knew she was on video,
they told
look at the
Brendan. That's the best part. The very first line, she's rips in this lady, and the lady goes, "You're on camera, just so you know." And she looks up.
She's talking to the camera.
She didn't stop at all. She went harder. Like you're a fat loser. You have no teeth. I'm better than you.
She blaming the girl who works there, which is good. And those places are brutal on you.
Of course, it's frustrating, but I mean, when it's one thing if we do it, but when you know that you're a public figure, and she obviously brags about how I'm on television.
I'm on the news.
I'm on the news. You know who I am. Right. I'm so much better than you.
I didn't know who she was until the video came out.
I didn't either.
I heard the name after the fact. If she walked in there beforehand, I would have been like,
another one of those Aaron Andrews wannabes.
Oh yeah, she's in the model. She's in that same model of Aaron Andrews.
Well, she's done. End of story.
Yeah, good. Former heavyweight champion boxer Riddick Bowe. He put something out where he will tweet anything in the world you want him to say for $20 a tweet. We gotta get him to throw a sports Goombahs.
That's it. $20.
$20. He's at 500,000 followers, and people are going. You could say anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what you say. It could be a promotion. It could be
how do we pay him?
PayPal.
That's brilliant.
I didn't
freaking brilliant, man. That's a. Brilliant.
I didn't look at any of his tweets, but apparently they said it was just like a list. Like you could tell him to say the most derogatory thing, and he'll say it. It's just he wants it.
I think that's brilliant. So man.
For $20 a tweet, you think we get like what $200 for what for him to come on the show here?
Well, no, what they said was,
well, he's coming to call us up with a phone.
Call us up. Yeah.
What they said is he's not broke at all. He's just doing this because he thought it'd be fun to interact with his fans and make a couple bucks. But they said he's not broke. So I wonder if we ask him to call on the show, how much that'll be. I don't think he's going to call on the show. It's a tweet, guys. It's not.
The dollar value there could be.
It's not an interview
for $20.
He's not doing 20 interviews.
That's for $20.
You gotta tell him tune in to Sports Goombahs SGShow.net Mondays at 9 p.m.
That's it. Well, I'm going to do that.
$20. Riddick Bowe. Follow him at Riddick Bowe. There you go, Riddick. There's your plug.
There you go.
I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
There you go. Bad offseason for SEC quarterbacks. I just saw the video of Kentucky quarterback Drew Barker got knocked out cold. The worst part was it's in front of his entire team almost, and no one did a thing.
What was it? At a bar, right?
It was they got in an altercation at a bar, but nothing happened.
Right.
They went back to their little campus or the little where they stay. I forget the apartment, whatever. He's just standing in the lobby with all his teammates. Some dude walks in. Guy walks in the door. Best part, takes his shirt off. First thing he did, took his shirt off. We walked right up to him, knocked him out cold. Knocked him right out.
Suckered him?
Teammates didn't do a thing about it. And it comes out after the fact that the guy who punched him was a former teammate. But he transferred from Kentucky to Eastern Kentucky, and they play October 3rd. So that should be a great
it's all set up, man.
That gives them an ESPN.
It's all promo.
show.
Okay, is there a reasoning for the...
They had a bar altercation.
Chick. That was a chick.
Something. They have a video of... I mean, it's bad. Russell Wilson was interviewed on Real Sports with one of the Gumbles. I don't know who's who. They both look the same. They're both fat Gumbles. And he claims he's watched his Super Bowl interception over 100 times since the game ended.
Gumble.
That's
it's like the McDonald's. It's like remember Grimace.
The thing out with Brian Gumble, he don't age. The dude,
he doesn't age, he expands.
I don't know. He's got to be in his 70s, right? He's been doing this sports since I was a little kid. You know,
it just reminds me of like those McDonald's.
Oh, was he 20 when I was born? He's got to be up there.
I don't know, but they always say when something a bad clip happens, I never watch it. He watches every day.
Yeah,
he's trying to get over it. I guess I don't know what he's doing for. A couple stories out of some some charity golf outings. Matt Ryan was in a charity golf outing. He won. His group won. And what was the grand prize, you ask? An autographed Matt Ryan football.
Here you go.
He won his own football back.
Now that's awesome.
That's a nice grand prize.
You know what? I like that football anyway.
He got his own ball. Got his own ball back. And also at a Jaguars, the TPC Charity Challenge, which is at TPC Sawgrass.
Mm-hmm.
Pro course.
I like that course.
They had a par 3 challenge closest to the hole. Won some kind of prize. So who won? This I don't want to say a man, but a thing by the name of Jackson DeVille. It's the mascot, the Jaguars mascot, in full mascot outfit. Mind you, knocked it 5 feet from the pin. He's in full Jaguars mascot.
Was it the infamous island hole, or was
I don't know. I don't know which hole it was. They said it was 17th. I think they said it was.
Slow down the swing with that uniform on.
But he's in full outfit. He knocked it 5 feet from the pin.
Nice work.
Let's see here. Pennsylvania, man. We've got some local people here. I think it's Penn State University where he goes to. Daniel Mondelez was jailed over the weekend after a heated Jordan versus LeBron debate turned physical.
What was that? I heard something about that.
A kid, they don't say who he was arguing with, but he was arguing with a friend over Jordan versus LeBron. Who's better?
A fight over that. Can you believe that?
Turned physical, and they got arrested. The cops were called earlier in the day because of the same debate. They told him, no one's arrested. Leave. Don't come back. So he came back at night to continue the argument over LeBron versus Jordan. Turned physical. Got arrested.
Unbelievable.
What are you arguing about? Who had a better jump shot? I can't imagine.
There's nothing to argue. Jordan. I mean, I love LeBron as much as anybody, but Jordan, come on. Yeah, that's Jordan.
An age-old argument of bullshit.
Donald Sterling's mistress, V. Stiviano, was forced to pay Shelley Sterling, that's the wife of Donald, back $2.6 million in gifts and property given by Sterling, including a $1.8 million condo.
How could that be?
I mean, how?
He gives her gifts and she's got to give it back?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a judge, but I mean,
I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying somebody.
She got sued for slander. I don't know. I'll read the story about it.
Well, you bring up the wall report. You figured you have a definition for it.
I did have a definition, but I don't know the legal jargon. I'm not a.
It sounds stupid. Somebody gives a gift, but another person sues you for the gifts back.
Well, it may not technically be a gift.
Is she divorced today? They were divorced.
She was a mistress.
Oh, so they weren't. Sterling wasn't divorced from his wife.
No, he wasn't divorced.
I think they're still married. Actually, I don't even know.
Yeah, but she was hanging out the games and why he was still married.
Yeah, she knew about it.
Oh, okay. Then it's not like a mistress. It's
a mistress.
It's organized.
I think the legal definition of a mistress is the other woman, not the
organized.
Then a couple last NBA points. There's a video of Steph Curry who made 77 3-pointers in a row at practice, including 94 out of 100.
Who sits there and videos 77 3-pointers?
I don't know. I don't know who does. People. If I saw Steph Curry shooting jump shots, I'd take a video of it.
73. I'm sitting there watching.
He made 77.
After 10, I would say, okay, that's cool, dude.
Out of 100 3-pointers, how many guys making?
Out of 100 3-pointers? Me?
Yeah. He made 94. Yeah.
I can't get my arms in my head these days.
Out of 100.
Yeah.
I would say I'd be lucky if I got to 6.
6? Well, that's awful, my man.
We gotta have a sports Goombahs 3-point challenge.
I will video it. You can't. You know what? You gotta make more than that.
You'll definitely make more than 6.
You got a couple bank shots going.
Have you ever played a sport in your life?
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll make more than 6.
He's an excellent second baseman.
You got to go. Even if you go granny
style.
It's
a good shortstop too.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody made fun of me. Look, I'm
in
short,
1981, you were a phenomenal shortstop.
In 1980. That's about right. I was going to say, hey, no.
I threw a no-hitter when I was 13.
Did you really?
I walked 13, though. Struck out 13, walked 13.
Is that a serious thing?
That's serious.
Oh, my God.
They had to take me out of the game because I was throwing behind batters.
Bull Durham?
It was worse than Bull Durham, but it was a good game.
And finally, a couple Iverson things. I mean, the one I wouldn't even mention this earlier. There's a Showtime's got a documentary coming about him, about Iverson.
That's a good story.
Supposed to be phenomenal from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's done enough to make a story, that's for sure.
But on the flip side, you got Matt Barnes, former Sixer teammate of his, claimed AI used to drop $40,000 a night at the strip clubs. Easy.
So? If I had that dough, I'd drop that kind of cash.
He doesn't have the dough. He filed bankruptcy. He obviously doesn't have that dough.
He didn't know at the time he wasn't going to have that dough.
Yeah, so he had the dough for that second?
Yeah, what kind of broads is that for $40,000? Hoo-ah.
I don't know, but that's tonight's ball report. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. B, you enjoy it?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Got a little bit of everything.
I'm still going to say 6. I don't think I was never good at. It was the only sport I wasn't good at was basketball. I could play. I was a killer defense in hockey. I was.
Do you have any 13 strikeout, 13 walk stories for us?
No, but I went 4 for 4 home runs.
In that game,
that is a story.
In that game, the other team was so afraid of me because I was throwing balls behind them. The one kid,
I'd be petrified.
I remember hitting the one kid. He had his bat behind him. I hit the bat behind him.
Got a foul ball?
Yeah. Yep. It was ground ball to me.
Oh yeah, wouldn't play.
And the rest of the team, they just wouldn't sit in there with me. It was funny, but it was pathetic. But it was a good game though.
A little both.
Hey, no hitter's no hitter, my man. Any way you look at it.
I remember, and then my brother, he went like 2 for 4 or 2 for. And he had a couple home runs.
It's like Galvi's numbers.
I'm telling you, I was in Freddie Galvi's territory there for a while.
My claim to fame: game-winning 3-pointer at the buzzer, 5th grade, and in overtime for the win.
Nice.
And then I stopped growing.
Claim to fames.
That's it. I was never good. I shot up to this in like 7th grade. This height, unfortunately, shot up to this weight too. So when I jump, it's a good 2-3 inches off the ground, if that. I could do leg lifts higher than I can jump.
On that note,
again, hey, things are what they are. Things don't seem what they are, but they are what they are. Something like that. Well, I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Seal Roofing, co-owner, manager. She runs the show, Gina. Had a birthday today. Happy birthday, Gina of Seal Roofing.
I'm throwing a late pick in
our major sponsor.
Wednesday night. Take the
I'm
Spurs.
giving. I'm plugging out sponsors here.
You never cut to me after you made your picks.
Well, it's because we got called. Jeff Brandy's called in, screwed up the whole rhythm of what I was doing there.
And half the time he doesn't say goodbye to you anyway, so you better get it in now.
I'm trying to talk to a paid advertiser here. It's birthday here for a paid advertiser. You're telling me about your goddamn plays.
I got to fight for the mic. This is paid.
What's your stinking play?
Spurs on Wednesday. They're not losing. They're not going down 2 games.
Who gives you shit about Gina's birthday when you could be giving out plays? No,
screw Gina's birthday. I'm just kidding, Gina. Happy birthday.
There goes that sponsor down the drain.
We love her. They've been with us since the beginning. Gotta love them.
That's right. Seal Roofing. Check them out at sealroofing.net.
I'll get Gina a gift.
Get her a gift. You got to get her something, man. That's ridiculous.
I'll get her a Sports Goombahs t-shirt.
There you go.
Do you have any I can borrow?
Yeah, I can get
autographed one.
I got one right out in the hamper over there. I'll take care of that for you. Cassidy King here. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Mike the Wall. This is the Sports Goombahs. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week when Chip Kelly. What will we do next week to give us material? Stay tuned because we're definitely going to find out.
If we talk about Tebow next week, I'm leaving.
Ready, Pete? Tebow, ready? Tebow, 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 Tebow. Tebow. We'll see you.